I spent more than 10 years studying quantum physics and exploring how our mind, attention, and emotions shape the reality we experience. And the deeper I went, the clearer one thing became. Your inner state influences what shows up in your life. Not as a metaphor, but in ways you can actually observe. When you feel calm and clear, life flows differently. When you feel stressed and scattered, everything feels harder. So people used to explain this as intuition or spirituality. Now modern science is starting to show why your inner world matters more than you think. In this video, I want to show you what this means for your daily life and how your state of mind quietly shapes your future. I'm German, and if I had a time machine, I would book a chair in a smoky room in Copenhagen 100 years ago with Bohr and Heisenberg, the birth of quantum mechanics. I would bring pretzels, they would bring chalk. We would argue in 3 languages about one single question. Does the way we look at the world change it? Back then, it sounded like philosophy. Today, it sounds like a lab schedule. Here's the heart of it. When we pay attention, reality answers. The smallest scales, the very act of observing affects what shows up, what unfolds into reality. And when 2 tiny systems, for example, become connected, a change in one shows up in the other, even if they're so far apart. That is called quantum entanglement. Those ideas once sounded very mystical. Now, they sit on lab benches and fiber cables. Scientists do not claim to know what consciousness is, but they can see that attention and connection matter. Let me bring this from the lab to your body. When you sit still and breathe, your inner noise begins to settle. Thoughts soften, the heartbeat and the breath fall into a calmer rhythm. In that state, you are more coherent. Mind and heart begin to work together. From that place, one clear intention carries farther. You feel it. Your day shows it. You choose differently. People respond differently. The world feels more responsive because you are more tuned in. Here's the beautiful twist. Quantum computers, for example, work exactly the same way. Believe it or not, to do anything remarkable, the quantum chip must become very, very quiet inside. Not with noise, but with interference. The engineers cool it to near absolute 0 Kelvin so the noise drops completely away. Only in that calm state, that delicate state of superposition can survive. Then, the chip can hold many possibilities at once and run precise sequences that would fall apart in chaos otherwise. It is a machine version of deep meditation. Stillness first, then clear action. Recently, a team at Google used their quantum chip called Willow to run a new kind of experiment that is really mind-blowing. The details are very technical, but the feeling is simple. They made a delicate pattern, nudged one tiny part, and watched the nudge echo through the hole. That's why they called it quantum echo. They checked small versions very carefully to make sure the method was sound. Then they scaled up, saw behavior that classical machines could not match in any reasonable time. It was 13,000 times faster than the fastest computer on Earth. The point is not the headline, right? Or how fast it was. The point is the lesson. When a system is calm and coherent, a small, clear touch can reveal the whole. That lesson belongs to us too. When we are calm and coherent, small choices carry so much farther. A clear intention in the morning can echo through the entire day. A kind word at the right moment can change the tone of the entire room. A brave email can open a new path, and coherence lets signals travel. There is a paradox here that I love, and I want to tell you the story. So, no one can actually hand you absolute proof from the outside that your inner state shapes your outer world. The moment you stand apart and demand proof like a magic trick or something like this, you change the very thing you want to see. In quantum language, the measurement becomes part of the outcome. It's actually the outcome. In human language, your state shapes your experience. So the real evidence shows up the old-fashioned way. You practice, you notice, you keep a quiet promise with yourself for a week, and you watch what changes. And trust me, a lot will change. Let us make this practical. Try this tonight before you go to bed, and tomorrow morning too. Sit for a few minutes with yourself. Feel your body in the chair. Breathe in and out until your shoulders drop and you become relaxed. When you feel a little more spacious, pick one simple scene from a future you that you truly want to live. See it as if it is happening right now. Do not force anything. Try not to force the outcome. Let the picture be very, very simple and intuitive. Let the feeling be real. Bundle it with an elevated emotion like gratitude, love, compassion. Hold it gently for a few breaths, then stand up and carry that feeling into one small action today. And stay with that feeling the entire day. Not a list of like 10 things that you want to have or do or that you want to manifest into reality. Just like pick one. Send the message out the entire day. Make the call. Drink the water. Walk outside. The power is in the combination. Quiet first, clear feeling with an elevated emotion, and one single action. And then see what happens. Just observe it. It's an experiment. If you want a story to remember this by, come back with me to the Copenhagen room. Remember the one 100 years ago? The chalk breaks, the coffee has gone cold. Someone says it depends on how you look. I raise my hand and tell a simple memory. When my mother stepped into my room, my behavior changed at once. Everyone laughs, right? Because we all know that truth in our bones. Attention changes things. It did in our childhood. It does in our meetings. And it does in the lab. And as well, it does in our meditation. It becomes real when you live it. So notice what happens when you get a little quieter each day. Notice how people speak to you when you meet them calmly. Notice the timing of small coincidences when you move with gratitude, with joy, with love. Notice how a single clear decision simplifies 3 others or more. That is your life giving you data. That is your personal experiment. So now, back to quantum computing. Quantum computing will keep advancing. The hardware will get quieter and more precise, more coherent. The algorithms will get better. We will map molecules more clearly and design materials with fewer guesses. That matters. At the same time, you and I can advance in the same way. A little more inner quiet, a little more coherence, a clearer signal sent into the day. That really matters for everyone. You will see it change. You're gonna experience it. It's gonna be amazing. Trust me. So here's my invitation for you. For 1 week, give yourself 10 minutes a day. Only 10 minutes of the 24 hours you have every day. Sit, breathe, and picture one scene from a future that you would love to be in. Feel the feeling that belongs to it and carry it throughout the entire day. Then, do one small thing that agrees with that feeling, that resonates with it, that is in phase, and watch the echoes coming back to you. Do not strain, do not chase, do not try to force it. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't matter, okay? Just let it go and watch. Observe the outcomes coming right to you. If this lands with you, stay close. I will keep translating the latest and greatest of quantum physics so you can apply it in your personal life every single day. So stay with me, subscribe now, and also watch the other videos. They keep a lot of cool wisdom that you can apply instantly.